Following their hugely successful Borderlands franchise, Gearbox have thrown a new offering into the team-based shooter arena. It's Battleborn, and it's pure chaos.
You're gonna die.
Everyone in the other team is like super high level.
Plus, Hingis thinks this is StarCraft.
Guys, are we playing StarCraft? Where are we heading? What's the goal? B, everyone?
No! Yeah, keep busy at B. I've got C. I'm not gonna be able to hold A. I'm gonna need a hand tank.
Ooh.
Ah, die!
Hired muscle at this location.
I'm ending this!
Oh, this is so... Oh, yes!
Help. I'm
Jackman.
Oh, no, I'm totally thin.
Sword guy needs to die.
Where are you going?
Sword guy.
Got him. Behind you.
Oh, I'm gonna kill this mushroom guy so good. I did not kill him good.
No, retract!
Can someone stay on B?
Yep, I'll stay on
I'll
B.
go to A and distract them.
Oh, I'm about to die on B though. I'm gonna die on B. A hero. A hero!
Battleborn sits comfortably between the shooter and MOBA genres.
Yeah, with a hint of tower defense thrown in just to confuse you.
It has a cooperative story mode to play through where you team up with friends,
This is the man.
or you can battle it out in versus mode matches that are chock full of MOBA DNA.
Unattended minions make easy targets. Watch over them.
Too deep!
Well, before we get into it, let's talk about the look of the game, because it's definitely reminiscent of that wild Borderlands animation, but it's also quite unique, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's cartoony and all over the shop. I'm just not sure if I like it, Hex. Even now, I'm not sure if I'm on board with the look of this whole game.
Yeah, I mean, well, art is subjective, and purely on the art alone, I like it. I was thrown by those strange 2D hand-drawn animation cutscenes, but it's a callback to a very specific animation style that was popular in the 90s.
Not even retina scan. Deep in the future, we take a hold of the prospect. Something toxic got in. Foreign objects.
And I actually thought it was kind of badass. It is a little jarring to jump back into rendered 3D after that, but it also fits the erratic nature of this whole game and its mishmash of crazy characters.
Anybody? Shut up, Cleese.
I could not reach for that skip button quick enough, Hex. What a swag of nonsense all those cutscenes were. And look, I know Borderlands is a very different type of game, but I felt that was really cohesive in the way they built that world. And this, just wanted a bit more direction and focus to the construction of this world. But how much that matters to you will depend how much you care about that in a multiplayer online game.
Wolfie's on his last legs, fellas!
I agree the writing and the world building maybe isn't as strong as it was in Borderlands, but I also think the diversity of the characters here are a real strength. I mean, just look at this. Tiny bird in a mech suit, mushroom ninja,
Starring Nick Boy as Miko.
Hawkman.
Yeah, there's great balance and diversity in female characters too. A well-designed and varied lineup with everything from this awesome trooper to a girl in a ball gown with an alarming number of swords at her disposal.
Oh, she was not fun to come up against on the battlefield.
Oh no, she's back! She's back! She's back! And she's healing herself! And I'm dead.
Not at all. But they have nailed this character roster, haven't they? And from what we've unlocked so far, all these characters do really play differently. And that's no small achievement when you have a roster of this size. There's a great mix of close-range melee characters,
Yes!
snipers, mid-range shooters, and healers to fill out your party.
That.
I got way too close to the big sentry.
I had some success with close-range characters like Shane and Aurochs, who are a duo of girl and demon hybrid that have some nasty claws.
Hold it,
Die,
A.
die, 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 die!
Okay, come on, Steve.
But I find myself better suited to the sniper classes, like Thorn.
One shoe, one problem.
A kind of Russian space elf archer,
Snipers up the back, guys.
I am trying to get him.
or Marquis, the fanciest, dandiest droid in the universe.
You're so funny to look at, Steph.
I know. I'm so fancy.
I love the way he runs.
Yeah, and it's humiliating being taken out by him too, because he seems to mock you with his jaunty prancing.
Before I talk about my favorite character, I want to talk about the one I hate the most, and it's Bloody Montana, with his stupid tiny head and big body.
What do you think of that? What do you think of that budget?
I'm in a menu. I can't even see it.
Strip away their shields.
And his gesture,
How do I gesture?
Press G. So stupid.
It look,
I
when
hate
he
him.
turns around,
I hate him.
when he
I
turns
think-
around, it looks like
I
he's
think it's
naked.
adorable. He whittles a small character out of wood.
I hate him. I
Do
hate
you
him.
just hate him because he's big and muscly? Is that what you hate
He has
him?
a tiny head.
So stupid.
He has a very small head.
It's upsetting. I find it upsetting. But I love Wrath. He's great for sneaking up behind opponents and unleashing melee hell.
I am killing Spider-Girl. She is dead.
Nice.
Characters have 2 abilities to start with, which can be upgraded throughout each match in the game's Helix tree. It basically gives you 2 options to choose from as you level to boost your abilities,
Nobody will care, because they'll be dead too.
with a third more powerful skill that unlocks further into the match.
I'm trying. Let's see if I can kill this guy.
Calling down the thunder. That's Battleborn. Until next.
Yeah, I was never gonna survive, but I thought it would be fun.
It adds a whole new layer of intensity when that final ability unlocks. I love this unlock tree design. Although you're upgrading at the worst possible time in the middle of combat, so it's tempting just to pick one and go for it without realizing what it's actually gonna do. It does mean every character has lots of different options for each different mode that you're playing. Collecting in-game credits will also allow you to buy additional stat boost options. You put these in pre-made loadouts, and then you buy those upgrades throughout the match as well.
Shoot shards. Gain the monies. I'm just over here doing resource management, guys.
I was surprised at how much customizing there actually is to do for your playstyle.
Yeah, but I also like the system of spending these shards on traps and turrets and drones too.
All right, turret building time.
Do not fear the dark.
There's so much to try and coordinate within each mode, isn't there?
Yeah. Usually an objective like taking down enemy sentries while protecting your own,
You mad, bro?
setting up good defenses,
This will not
On the move.
and trying to coordinate attacks on enemy players. As soon as a match starts, everyone kind of just scurries.
Yeah, I would say that we are terrible at this game, that we're really crap, and we need to work on our teamwork.
Final score 0 to 100.
That's pretty awesome, you guys. Great job.
We didn't get
was
a
close.
point. Not even a point.
It was close.
Yeah, we were not very successful at all.
Guys, I killed someone.
I was actually surprised at just how much strategy there is to this.
He crit.
Players with some serious LoL or Dota 2 chops will be at an advantage here because there is a lot about some of these modes that call back to those games.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it wouldn't feel like a MOBA if you weren't getting destroyed time and time again when you first start playing, to the point where you start questioning if you're good at anything in life in general.
Oh god, this is so nerve-wracking.
There is also a capture the point mode, which again we failed to work together very well on, but it's actually quite exciting to play.
Yes, die! All right, I have
Percent strength.
B on the way.
Even though it's not exactly a new concept.
Yeah, although the tower defense elements like turrets and heal pods really help set this mode apart. Hex, this mode took me right back to the Arathi Basin days in WoW, you know, picking the right characters to hold down different points, using your abilities to survive as long as possible until help arrives.
I'm ninjaing A. I got this.
Collector.
Go B, go
And
B.
I think this was actually my favorite mode because it made me want to get better at the game. I could see where I needed to improve, and I think that's a great sign for a competitive shooter. As for the co-op story mode, I'm glad they've included it, Hex, but I don't think I like them enough to play them all more than once.
Dudes.
The story mode missions play out a little bit more like an MMO raid. They're a bit wave modey, and at times I just felt like they went on a little bit too long.
Just firing arrows at everything.
Yeah, it wasn't always clear what you were meant to be doing in some of them. And also, it felt like a few glitched out. We had to wait for ages for the next event to trigger.
Were we supposed to trigger something, maybe? Or was it just bugged? Go
Like
for
I
a
see at
walk.
the top, there's something versus something, so there must be somewhere.
Yeah, I think amidst the chaos of a game like this, you need some pretty straightforward direction. Still, it's nice working towards a common goal cooperatively without the stress of enemy players as a bit of a break from the versus modes.
He's down, he's down, he's dead, he's dead.
I didn't get any of it.
And unlocking more characters as you progress through the story missions is good motivation. How did you find the maps?
I think strategically, from a design point of view, they were excellent, but I found the look of them all to be, I don't know, just a little bland. I didn't really care about the zones.
Oh, okay. I disagree with that. I think the design of the world is as vibrant and diverse as the characters themselves and really reflect the different parts of the universe they've come from. That said, and again, I don't want to draw comparisons to Borderlands because I know they're completely different games, but like you said, the world there felt so much more fleshed out, whereas this just feels a lot more gamey.
It looks like, who are the guys that aren't Terran and Zerg? Protoss. It's like a Protoss base.
This doesn't look anything like Protoss. Doesn't look anything like Protoss.
There is a lot this game gets right, and yet it still manages to be just a bit forgettable for me. It's kind of like a really intense sugar rush that you come down from and then struggle to motivate yourself to get back into.
Yeah, for me it's the price point. It's in that $90 to $100 price range, and I just think that's a little bit too much for a multiplayer shooter, especially for a new IP. You know, these games are only as strong as their community, and if you don't have that following already, that's a tricky place to start pricing your game at.
Yeah, I mean, I guess for people who do latch onto this, you can potentially get a lot of hours out of a game like this, and that is certainly justification of price for a lot of people. So, you know, I don't think that's necessarily an issue.
We'll see it coming.
Final thoughts?
Well, I had fun with this, but there is a lot of competition out there for this kind of game at the moment, and I'm not sure that Battleborn is going to be leading the charge. I'm giving it 3 out of 5.
This is a solid and strategic shooter, and all the groundwork is there. We had no lag issues or any connection issues, so that was all fine. I'm a bit wait and see with this one, Hex. I'm going to give it 3 out of 5 as well.
Sword guy die!
Oh man, this is hectic.
Shane and RX, team